In a dirty, smelly, second-hand shop. And something happened and somebody walked into the shop and I thought, wow, this man deserves respect. Now you might be thinking to yourself, what did that man do? What did that man say? And how did that man address himself so that we all listened to what he said, paid attention, and gave him the respect that he so desperately deserved? Well, today I'm going to be telling you because I understand how to dress for power, how to dress for respect, how to dress for admiration. And so when I was in that very second-hand shop, and that man walked in, I thought to myself, wow, what is this guy doing that makes him look so professional? And I slowly started to look at everything that he was doing, how he was holding himself, exactly how he was dressed. And I'm going to tell you some of those lessons because they can apply to anyone. It isn't just applying to dressing, it also applies to how you keep yourself, how you maintain your own aura, and how you go through life in general. So what this man did was I saw his shoes were polished. Now what do polished shoes show? Crocodile leather, in fact. In a second-hand shop, a dirty, grubby, smelly second-hand shop, and this man from the church walked in with polished leather shoes, crocodile leather shoes. So what does that show? It shows that if you take care of your appearance, you'll polish your shoes. Do you understand how much effort there is to polish shoes? Sitting there under a bench, perhaps under a tree, and you're taking dirty, disgusting, acrid polish and shoving it on your shoe, and then spitting on it, and then making it shiny. And that man does that every single day. So if you have leather shoes, keep them polished. Because there's nothing worse than seeing a man in a suit with dirty shoes. It ruins the whole outfit. You can spend thousands of dollars on an Armani suit, for example, or thousands of dollars on a Fabiani. It's one of the South African local brand suits. And you can think, hey, look at me, I'm ready for my wedding, I have my nice suit, but then you forgot to polish your shoes. So that's the first thing I saw with him. The second thing I saw with this man who was of the church in the dirty, smelly second-hand shop was that he had long pants on. He wasn't wearing shorts, and he definitely wasn't wearing a swimming costume. He was wearing long pants. So what does that show? It's formality before God. I knew, just because that man was wearing long pants, and look, I'm also wearing long pants, that man respects the Lord, because he's wearing formal clothing. He doesn't want to just show his legs, it's rude. So he dresses formally, he dresses in a respectable manner, and who knows, I wouldn't think that man was a member of the church. Immediately I thought, oh, maybe he's a pastor, maybe he owns the building of the church. I immediately thought that he was higher status. And having long pants goes into that. Think of the most menacing people that you've ever met. Think of the most dangerous mafia bosses that you've ever seen. Think of the worst action characters in films, 007 or James Bond, whether James Bond is 007. But they all wore long pants. All of them. Do you ever see them wearing shorts? Unless they're in the Maldives, sitting on a coastline, sipping a martini or something like that. So this Christian man wearing long pants was a big symbol to me. Now, remember how I said there's nothing worse than seeing a man wearing his wedding suit with unpolished shoes? There's something even worse than that. And that is seeing a man wearing his wedding suit on his wedding day, about to walk down the aisle with the music going da 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 da, and his pants are too long. Nothing worse. And as he walks down, they flail like a penguin because his pants are too long. They drag on the floor. Usually what's supposed to drag on the floor is that the bride's dress drags on the floor. And then somebody's carrying it behind, or she just walks with the dress hanging on the floor. Not the man having his pants hanging on the floor. Now there were a couple other things I saw with this Christian man in that dirty, smelly shop on that dirty, smelly, rainy day. It was a cold day, I remember that, cold day. And yeah, there were a few rays of sunlight, but the clouds just shone over. And it was gloomy. But when that man walked into the room, he illuminated it. So here's what he did in order to illuminate the room. And I have to think back carefully. Because it was, as I said, a dirty, gloomy day. And when that man walked in, everything changed. When he walked in, he didn't say much. He didn't make a loud noise. Some people come in with baseball bats, they start smashing up the place. No. He walked in quietly. And when he approached the lady, he said, "Hey, how are you doing?" Meaning, I want you to pay attention again. When he walked into the room, it was like this. "Hey, how are you doing?" Do you get it? So So as he walked in, he smiled. A big smile. The smile of a politician. The smile of a sly snake oil salesman. The sly smile of someone trying to sell you a funeral policy. But not like that. I can't do it. But he did it. And that gave him this aura. The Generation Z, or I think there's Generation Alpha now, they have this concept called aura. So you walk in and you have a plus 1,000 aura. As if you have a halo from God divinely ordained before you. And so you're spreading out light like a luminary. But that man was having plus million aura. Hello, hi, smile, smile, smile. Yeah, so that's what he did. So we talked about what he did, how he dressed with his shoes, how he dressed with his pants, how he would acted as a luminary by smiling. But there was something else. Something else that was very important was that he was also completing his whole outfit. So he didn't just have smart pants and shoes and then wear a shirt. He had a collar shirt like this. It's a collar shirt. Getting hot here. Which shows that he actually values dressing formally. Now a lot of people only have parts of outfits. For example, I might have the shirt of this, but I don't wear the shorts because I want to be formal. But this man had everything. Think of a suit. Think of a wedding day suit. If you're a man, you're going to want to have a tie, you're going to want to have a watch, you're going to want to have sunglasses perhaps, you want to have a pocket square, you want to have a jacket, you want everything dialed in, everything planned out. Like when they make a Rolex, you see those Rolex watches? They are master chronologists, and a lot of these watches are made in Geneva, like particularly Mont Blanc, it's made in Geneva. Before they even start making the watchmaker has all of the parts laid out. He has the cogs, he has the screws, he has the case, he has the dials. He has everything planned out so that when it comes to following his instructions and using his mind to create that movement, he knows exactly what parts go where, and he just puts, it's basically almost like Lego, but at an incredibly advanced, Lego's down here for 5-year-olds, but then being a master watchmaker is like being a surgeon, a brain surgeon. The difference between being a nurse and doing one injection of penicillin and being a brain surgeon. But anyway, when it comes to dressing well, and this man, the Christian man, the pastor, perhaps the owner of the church, knew this one thing. Okay, you put all the elements together. And so he wore a collar shirt, and he had a tie, and he had a jacket, and he had a pocket square. He did everything right. And the same can be said about life. Okay? It's no good to just be able to dress well, or just be able to eat well for gym. It's also a matter of having good relationships, learning from other people, being well read. It's so multifaceted. So with that, I want to wish you a wonderful day. But I think pay attention to how you dress, because that's going to help you increase your power. And so what? So yeah. But that's the most important thing. The most important thing ever. The most important thing ever is that you have the focus. Focus, the focus, the focus. Your life can be like a cog. Cogs everywhere. Now you just have to put it together. So here you have gym, here you have how you dress. All these little things are little life lessons. Almost like each one is a Lego brick, and you put each Lego brick in. And once you build this, and you have the Mona Lisa, you have the Tower of, the Tower of England, for example. So that's how you dress for power. And that's what I learned from a Christian man.